What's going on, fellow A-pluses? It's your boy Adam Perez. We're back once again with a brand new review for Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger. As we're set to go ahead and get into episode number 9. And man, I got to tell you, two back-to-back bangers. I actually was a really big fan of this two-part story arc that we wind up getting in here and really picking off where picking up, I should say, where the last one left us off at with Taiya just badly beaten and bruised and in recovery as the team certainly tries to get itself together. This is probably as serious of a storyline as I've seen BoonBoomger tackle within the first 10 episodes here, but I'm here for it. Not to say that the other ones were goofy and, over the top or anything like that, but, there is a level of emotions that our BoonBoomgers definitely go through, especially in last week's episode when several of them feel quite lied to in regards to not understanding Taya's true intentions of putting the BoonBoomgers together, right? Some of them were certainly under the impression that they were there to protect Earth and save Earth from an alien invasion. Come to find out that really Taya's dream has been to enter a space Grand Prix race, certainly all this time. But it definitely gets unfolded upon in here as we come to learn the truths about really why Taiya wanted to bring in the BoonBoomgers together. I certainly still have my questions in regards to that. I still feel like there's more to this story than certainly meets the eye, and I guess maybe that's a little nod to some Transformers work there with Bundario, as he comes to really let us know that the reason why they are where they are at currently is because of him and one of his dreams. And so I thought this episode this week was rather interesting. So let's go ahead and dive into it, man, because the ISA agent this week is throwing herself around a little bit, really disappointed in how things have turned out for this team. And the ISA certainly has them on notice, considering the fact that the ISA takes the protection of Earth rather seriously. They have, in fact, sort of dismissed the BoonBoomgers, trying to shut them down, want to confiscate all of their stuff. Like, if you guys aren't serious about protecting the Earth, and you know what, we're going to go ahead and handle it from this point on. Hell, we'll even send out our own people to go ahead and take care of business. We have yet to see who the ISA people truly are, aside from this correspondence that they are sending to the BoonBoomgers. But I'm really hoping that as this season progresses, that we certainly do. Whether we get to see what her boss is, or this other team that they want to deploy. Is there a secondary group that we don't truly know about that fights against these aliens? I kind of want to see what they look like now that they've been thrown out there as certainly a possibility. But what I really enjoyed about this episode for sure was getting a little bit more insight in regards to really what Taya's dream looks like. And you want to talk about being able to sort of motivate your group to kind of want to embrace your dream. This was like as picture perfect as it could possibly have gotten for Taiya in here. We come to find out from Bundario himself that when he was on another distant planet out in the universe, he too was actually a part of the Big Bang Grand Prix. Apparently something happened and he wound up getting his license revoked, maybe feeling like there was no place for him out there in the world anymore, and he wind up sort of traveling the systems, right? Traveling space, and he wind up unfortunately crash landing here on Earth, and the person that found him was in fact Taiya. Now Taiya winds up bringing him in, being the mechanic that he certainly is, fixes him up just like new sort of thing, and learns a little bit from Bundario certainly along the way, in the idea that Bundario really wants to go back to being a race car in the Big Bang Grand Prix. And with Taiya at this particular point in time in his life already being a delivery man, his sort of new dream and next mission for himself is he wants to be able to deliver Bundario's dream. He clearly got so cranked up, if you will, by what Bundario told him, maybe explaining to him exactly what the Grand Prix was, maybe what Bundario's life was during all of this, that him being also a big car guy and a delivery man probably found some level of excitement in the idea of wanting to help somebody fulfill their wish and deliver their dream to him. And so this is really what has started sort of Taiya down this path of creating other vehicles and whatever the case may be to get everybody ready for the Big Bang Grand Prix. Now, the question that I would have though, and this is the one question that was not certainly asked for in here, like I believe the ISA agent asks him something along the lines of like, why are you fighting? And he says, I'm fighting so that I can get to the point of fulfilling my dream. And I love the ISA agent that says, but that's not your dream, that's his. And I tell you, boy, Taiya was quick. Taiya was quick to answer that, like, no, it's mine. Like it has become my dream. Like I've been influenced that much. Clearly his time with Bundario has gone a really long way. Bundario's dream is no longer just Bundario, it's his. And Taiya is quick to let us know that, like, no, that's my dream now. Like clearly he has taken his own wheel, as he likes to let other people do, and he's decided to go ahead and make Bundario's dream certainly his own to come a reality. But I still don't know if that answers the question of like, why are you fighting? Like there's a difference between like the idea that you have all these weapons. Like clearly you made these weapons, right? Like you made these cars knowing that at some point in time you were going to have to battle something, right? Like if you were literally just going to drive cars and go into a big space Grand Prix, you clearly had to have updated these vehicles with some level of fighting in mind. Now, is the Grand Prix, the Big Bang's Grand Prix, is that like a death race almost, where each car has to kind of be equipped with its own sort of weapon set? And maybe that's the case, but then where does that bring in the BoonBoomger costumes and the suits themselves? Like maybe those are sort of the racing suits, but you've clearly given them weapons and abilities to certainly fight back and defend themselves. So I feel like there's more to this story, and I really want to know, like, I appreciate him grabbing hold of somebody else's dream, making it his own, and wanting to go ahead and race cars. But where does it truly come into play in the sense of why are you fighting? Why do you want to protect people of Earth? Is it truly just for your own, I don't want to say selfish reasons and intentions, because you want to be able to accomplish something for yourself, but like, do you truly have other people in mind? And why develop all this stuff, weaponry, in the long run? And so I kind of hope that gets established a little bit more. Like, did Bundario know who these aliens were prior to them attacking? Is this just all one big, I don't want to say mistake, but happenstance? Like it just happened that way? I feel like there's more to it that we're certainly still not being told. But regardless, there is something extremely moving about the idea of somebody else wanting to devote almost everything that they have to helping that person fulfill their dreams, right? And helping be the one to deliver it to them. And you can clearly see the inspiration start to hit people like Mira and Officer Joe in here, who have fully embraced that idea. And, when we do see Taiya, after he winds up waking up battered and bruised and still feeling like he needs to go into battle, and seeing the rest of his team having built up their morale and have found their own reasons for fighting and find themselves fighting Mad Rex, I love when he shows up on the scene. First off, I'm always a sucker for like the slow-mo hero walk, you know what I'm saying? Like, something badass is gonna go down. But before he goes ahead and fights, we do get Mira in here who like tells him like, could you not for a second? Like, now that everybody certainly knows the truth, it's really cool to kind of see them pick themselves up on their own. And while they have already all joined the team for their own personal reasons, in the sense of grabbing the wheel, as Ty certainly likes to say, they too are now motivated in the sense of like, somebody else's dream is certainly much more important, and now I'm going to be a part of that and help you achieve that. And it really all goes to the idea of delivering something, being that courier certainly for somebody else. And I really dig that. I really like how that kind of plays itself out in here. The Courier of Dreams, and that's like got a really sweet, badass ring to it. And if that's what the BoonBoomgers are really going to be defending, somebody's dream, if there's anything worth fighting for, it's definitely that, right? I think even Officer Joe says like dreams allow you to have some sort of motivation to live and something to fight for and push forward to in your life. And if I get to be the opportunity to be the protector of that, that's definitely a very noble cause. So I'm kind of liking sort of like what the mission statement of the BoonBoomgers are certainly turning into, and it was certainly emotional for Taiya. As you can see, his eyes and almost everybody's eyes were glazed over with tears. You can clearly tell, like as actors, as performers, they easily connected sort of with that scene. And shout out to the director in here in this episode. They had some really great images and great shot selections in here. Like there's one great one where you have the ISA agent looking one way, and Ichiro approaches, sort of passes by her behind her, and he stops, and you have these two characters sort of intersecting each other but looking opposite ways. Visually, it was really cool on screen, and I love the shot too of Bundario sort of finishing his story, and then the camera kind of scrolls down, and you see sort of the fists of both Mira and Officer Joe starting to clinch, as in they have sort of found their purpose again and kind of really understand how this is all kind of coming together for the BoonBoomgers, and really the true mission behind all of this. So they clearly don't feel like they're in the dark anymore. Taiya still being the one that I think is very much surface level with avoiding details, like why do you deliver in the first place? He's like, I don't know, you know, like there's definitely more to it, but Taiya definitely does not want to give everything away at this point in time. But I'm hoping as this season continues, we come to find out more about how the weapons, the suits, and the upgrades for the car certainly come into play, because it feels like it's more than that, than just the idea of a Big Bang Grand Prix, you know what I mean? And then lastly in here, as we get to see the defeat of Mad Rex, which is such a shame. I actually really enjoyed him in here, but before he dies, he does give the hint at the idea, like, look, there's a much bigger, badder boss. If you think that's enough to go ahead and defeat the boss, like you're terribly wrong. And we saw what Mad Rex was certainly more than capable of doing, but now that the BoonBoomgers have all 5 members and are all on the same page, that definitely does make for a very dangerous combination. But I gotta say, man, that Robo Knight combination at the end, absolutely flawless, bro. Absolutely flawless. There was really something cool about the idea of having not only the sword, I don't know what that was. It felt like a flowing cape off of his arm. I don't know, but it definitely gave him sort of like a super boost, or like a hint of nitro, if you will, as he winds up allowing him to have like super speed and really get in some quick hits on Mad Rex that he certainly did not see coming whatsoever. So that's probably one of my favorite combinations, aside from the Robo Builder design that we have. Those are probably my 2 favorite robos that we have so far. But impressive stuff, man. Even cool seeing the other cars get in on the fight as well. But look, guys, at the end of the day, these are just simply my A+ opinions. I definitely want to know yours. Was it as much of an emotional roller coaster for you as it certainly was for me? What did you guys certainly appreciate about this episode? What didn't you? Let's go ahead and continue to talk about this episode in the comment section box below until next week's. But until then, do me a big favor, as always, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. See you, Boon. Bye.